Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by early on a Monday morning. I'm getting my days muddled up. The 60th anniversary show seems to have been a major success. They had nearly 1,600 people through the door on Saturday. I'm glad I didn't go. I can just imagine that number of people feeding through. It would have been very difficult to see the orchids, properly. You'd have been forever pushing and shoving, trying to get to the front. And they had about 1,400 people yesterday. And it did thin out a bit in the afternoon by the time I got there. So, yeah. But I have filmed some clips of the display stands. I didn't film the traders. What actually happened was, obviously on Friday all day was set up and I was working. I didn't get a chance to film. I really would have liked to have gone round and sort of film some of the ways that people set up, but it didn't happen. I was just far too busy trying to get all those people in and into their right places with all their plants and the various accessories that go with their displays. It was just a very busy day. Unfortunately, it also did my back in, just literally carrying heavy stuff for fair distances up and down steps, and just literally being on my feet, from 10 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening non-stop, was a bit much for what I'm used to. It's just what you're used to, really. And Saturday was the travel day to pick my daughter up, and then the do in the evening, which was a canapé evening, that went quite well. And I took the opportunity of filming the display stands then, because there were very limited people there. That was a ticketed only do. That was nice, that was enjoyable. My daughter enjoyed that as well. And so yesterday, Sunday, we didn't go till quite late, on the grounds that on Saturday evening I thought we were going to go into some sort of dining room for the evening, in which case we wouldn't have seen the orchids. But quite honestly, the Saturday evening was spent wandering round at a leisurely pace, having a good look at all the orchids, because the food was brought to us. The trays of canapes just kept coming out, and were just being passed around. So by the time it got to Sunday, my daughter said, "We've seen all the orchids, really. And if when we go today, it's going to be full of people. The public will be there. We're not going to see much." So we went quite late yesterday on Sunday, and my eldest son came along as well, because he'd never seen an orchid show before. So we just had a leisurely time yesterday afternoon. Weather was nice again. Met quite a few YouTubers. That was good. Including Hannah, the lady who sent me the division of the yellow Miltoniopsis, which is one of our project plants, the one that's yet to bloom, but coming soon with any luck. So the clips that I have got, I will put together tomorrow. Today's a travel day. I've got to get my daughter home, and it's a day of doing as little as possible to guarantee I clear up my back, because it does feel a bit better this morning, I must admit. It's just too long on my feet, basically. So we'll sort that out, and then we'll be up and running again. My poor little Primulinum suffered a bit at the show, I must admit. But then these don't last long anyway, but they've got a bit frazzled. It's a case of where our display was the sun was coming straight in through the windows, and so you've got warm, dry air. Doesn't do these delicate blooms any good. But it didn't knock the blooms right off, but they are a bit frazzled around the edges. That shows for you, you got to take part. I got 2 more plants, so we have a look at those. This is one I've had on my list for a while now. This is Frosty Dawn, and I used to have 2 Dendrobium species that had deep orange in their throat, but I lost them a few years ago, and they've never been replaced. I've got stacks of Dendrobiums with yellow in, but none with orange. And Frosty Dawn seems to be a vigorous hybrid. This is not a mature plant. This is quite a young plant, quite honestly, but nonetheless it will grow on. And out of what was left on Sunday afternoon, this was the only one that actually had a new growth. I do believe it's finished growing, but nonetheless that is capable of blooming next time round, and hopefully we'll get some new growths on that. This was one from the Taiwanese people, and these are effectively bare rooted. They're in those flimsy little pots in pure moss, which at the moment for that one suits me fine because it's going on a mount. You know, so the roots are already trained to be living in moss, if you see what I mean. So that'll be mounted, and we'll see how they go. They don't grow too big, but it is a more upright growing plant. So bottom of the mount, let the plant go upwards, that sort of thing. So that was fun getting that, because towards the end of the evening, the afternoon, they were doing 3 for 2, but I didn't have enough money to buy 2. To get 3. So I had to, well, I got asked because a friend had 1 plant in her hand and she only wanted 1 really, but didn't want to waste the opportunity. So she said, can I put mine in with yours? And then somebody else said, well, if I put mine in with yours, we've got 3. So basically, you know, that was quite heavily discounted as a consequence of buying 3 for the price of 2. So I was pleased with that. And I'm afraid I got another Miltoniopsis, because personally I don't think I've ever seen a Miltoniopsis with a virtually black centre to it. It's another one of the Eric Young ones. The 2 blooms that are open are really going over. But we do have another spike coming here and another spike up the back there. This wasn't the best of the plants there, but I don't believe I've ever seen a Miltoniopsis with the depth of colour in the centre like that. Lovely velvety bloom, and again quite large. So I'm pleased with that. I suspect it's got a proper name. It'll be French, coming from Eric Young. Noirmont. Yeah, I said it would be French, didn't I? Yeah, the other 2 had French names as well, the other 2 that I got. And one of the other 2 that I got was an awarded plant. Got an award of merit from the RHS. This one's not awarded, but quite honestly, I don't care. Yes, once we get some new blooms to open that haven't been knocked about in transport, we should be able to see that properly. But that's an impression of what it'll be like. Quite honestly, I'm looking at the screen now. The camera is playing games with that, because the camera is making that look red, when in fact it's more like a royal purple. It's not really red at all. And as I said, this splash centre to it is almost black. A little touch of yellow there, and having the white outlining the black really sets it off. So I'm looking forward to getting some new blooms open so that they're nice and fresh, and we'll have a look at that. So I'll leave it at that today, and we get back to complete normality tomorrow. Yeah, it's been a hectic weekend to say the least, but it was good to meet some YouTubers, really nice. And one was a real surprise, because the British Orchid Growers Association, I know the sort of main lady that always comes to the shows and everything, but the support team that were there I didn't know, and you know, they were introduced to me, sort of thing, because I was doing teas and coffees, sort of thing, and I didn't realise one of those is actually a YouTube viewer. So that was nice to know. So that was good. Yeah. So a good day was had, or days were had, but incredibly tiring. I'm absolutely worn out. So I'll get this driving day done today. I don't find driving tiring. I enjoy it, so that's no worries there. And yeah, then we'll get back to normality tomorrow, and possibly later today I can put the show clips together and get those posted. They've been put on the computer. They just need putting together, and some music and stuff, you know, all that sort of stuff. I didn't film the castle. But I'm confident I still have the stills that I took a while ago. So to sort of set the video off, I'll try and recover some of those stills to get an impression of the building that the event was in, and then we'll get on to look at the stands in the videos. I may put that together this evening. I may fall asleep in the chair. You'll have to wait till tomorrow. We'll see how we go. Anyway, thanks for dropping by. So that's 4 new plants. That's 4 more than I was expecting to buy, I must admit, but the event was just too big an event to not have memories of it, if you see what I mean. So, you know, I've got 4 plants to remind me of that event, because it was pretty special. And I won't be going to anything like that until their 70th anniversary, if I'm still around. Anyway, see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.